Welcome to the Under Mike show with Sam. How you doing? I feel like it's been a while.
It has been. We're back, baby.
We're back.
I mean, some of us have been gallivanting all over the free world.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been away last week. Didn't really get to look at anything. Took a little cruise to Bermuda, my first ever. And it was
cruise.
What's that?
Your first cruise?
Yes, first one.
I've never cruised.
Never
cruised.
It was all good. I mean, I can't complain. The last day was a little rough. Low pressure system off the Atlantic coast. It was a little rough, but yeah, as we talked about it, I like to think it was a pretty good trip. I would even say that I beat the boat. So
yeah, you definitely beat the boat. Let's quick. We haven't been here for a while, so no plays last time from you. 25-11 plus 12.9 units. I lost the XFL championship game, which is a shame. We had DC minus the points. So I'm currently 30-21 plus 11.75. Fall back behind you. Had a chance to pass you. Here's where we stand kind of overall. Plus 24 units, 0.65 units. Up on XFL, USFL overall still. And 55-32 sparkling record. So
looks good.
We kind of got together, right? We said we want to talk a little bit about USFL because one of our I don't know what you would call them. I guess avid watchers, followers, listeners is actually headed out to a USFL game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Our good friend Dave. I mean, we've known him for a long time, and yeah, he's been watching along, and he's been excited about this because he actually, from listening to us, he found out that there's a game out there. He's actually gone to the Hall of Fame. He has a big family trip, and through this, it's like, oh, well, we should go to the game. It happened to be in the night that they're there. So we've been looking forward to this week, hoping he has a good trip and a good time out there. But we wanted to have a play specifically for that game, and we've been looking into that. And what do we got? It's the New Jersey and Philly game, right?
Yeah, so the game he's at is New Jersey, Philly. So the games this week are Michigan and Pittsburgh, and that's Michigan minus 1.5, total 41. New Orleans Breakers, that's my team. And the Showboats, that's a pick, 43.5. Gamblers and Stallions minus 3.5, total 45.5. And the Davy special, Stars minus 2.5, total 44. Stars against the Generals. So I've been watching a decent amount, and the reason I was watching last week is I played some DFS. I'll discuss that in a little bit. But last 2 weeks, there's not been a single game in the USFL decided by double digits. They've all been like close results. Yeah. So you see that a lot in the point spreads. I'm going to go back to what I know here, and the pick is going to be the Philly Stars minus 2.5, minus 110. The New Jersey Generals are a mess, mainly because of the quarterback position. So this last week, Kyle Lauletta was the starting quarterback for them, and then Dakota Prukop came in relief. He's more of a runner than a passer. Lauletta is the passer, but he's not much of a passer. I just think that the Stars are the play here. They've got the better skill players. They played them already this season. They beat them by 3. I just think here this is a game where the Generals, I think, have lost 5 in a row after starting 2-1, kind of in a free fall. Philly Stars, more to play for at this point. I'm going Philly Stars minus 2.5, making that the Davy special. So hopefully Dave jumps on.
I like it. I was actually checking the weather a bit for him. He was worried about some rain in the forecast, so I'm gonna monitor that a little bit. But as of right now, it looks like the models have that rain coming in well after the game's over. I think he saw some showers on the weather apps and got a little worried, but
Dave worried? No,
no,
not the Dave I know. He's a positive guy.
Very calm playing darts and everything, right?
Oh, Christ!
I'm gonna keep an eye out on that for him, and but yeah, as of right now, it doesn't look like it should be too bad. Saturday in Canton actually looks beautiful. 81, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds, partly cloudy. But yeah, then there is a low pressure system coming into the area probably early Monday morning. So it could go downhill then. I'm not sure how long he's going to be in that area, but looks like for the game, it is Sunday night. I believe it's 7, but I think it should be good.
Right.
But we'll keep an eye on that just in case.
Yeah, we don't want Dave to get rained on, or anything. So
no.
I mentioned I was watching some USFL and the reason why, and put up here on the screen, Dave Fulch. For those of you that don't know, that's my handle on DraftKings and all my fantasy stuff. It's just been my name and everything for a long time, for the most part, except for Twitter. So I did a DraftKings contest on Sunday, the 2 games that were on Sunday, because I could really hone in and concentrate. And I did a $100 contest, 11-man, and I destroyed these people. It's hard to see, but I'll hold it up here. That's me on top, Dave Fulch. 143.62, next closest, 21 points behind. So, yeah, nice little victory there. And I used my guys that I talked about before the season, McLeod, Bethel, Thompson, my quarterback. And I used 2 of his wide receivers. So that was cool. I'm happy to win that. It was funny. We were talking before the show. I was like, my team was so good. I crushed everybody. So quickly I scrolled through each position just to see, like, did I have the best guy at each position? Quarterback, yes. McLeod, Bethel, Thompson. I played 2 running backs. The typical lineup is 1 running back, but you could play up to 3 with flexes. So I had the top running back and then the second best running back. And then you play 2 wide receivers up to 3 or 4. I played 3. I had the 1, 2, and 3. I had the best quarterback, the best 2 running backs, the best 3 wide receivers. The only part was my defense was 1 point below the top defense. So I didn't look to see if there was potentially like a $10 GPP for like 10 grand or something that I would have taken down, or I just would have missed if somebody would have hit the exact nuts. But I hit the complete offensive nuts there. So that was just good for bragging rights. But
yeah, I mean, absolutely. You usually enter in the bigger tournaments, so I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, it was a Sunday, and it wasn't all 4 games. So I think like that looked maybe like the juiciest tournament. $100 11-man that was paying out 500, 300, 200. So yes, that was cool. Moving forward, I mean, we're going to try to continue to do these as the USFL trucks on here. I wanted to put up here.
This is week 9, right?
Yeah, and I'll scroll it here. Follow @UnderMike 626 and add the alerts. Get geared up because college football and pro football, the real like NFL, is right around the corner, and that's where tons of plays are going to be coming out, and that's where it just shows up out of nowhere. Where like Mike's going to send something out that I found a system here, and I'm hammering this like on like a Sunday night for a game the next week. So I'm really gearing up. I'm thinking that this is going to be a huge pro/college season for us.
And those college games that no one cares about except me.
Right. I will heavily care about them.
Yeah.
More than their parents. So
yeah, right.
Trying to think of anything else. I heard you put on a couple pounds on the cruise. Your shirt's fitting a little tighter.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid 7-pound effort. All you can eat buffets, couple a day, all you can drink. I did okay. And like we said, I mean, I've been known as one of the greatest that have ever played the game of Let It Ride. I think to some, I mean, you witnessed it firsthand, and I happened to be scouring around the casino the first night, and wouldn't you know it, there's a Let It Ride table. So I was very happy to see that. You don't really see that at the casinos in PA where we're at here. Most of them don't have Let It Ride anymore.
A lot of them have like 1 or 2 left. It's like at most, because usually everybody just gets murdered on it except for you.
Yeah. So there was one table of it, and it was funny. Every time I'd go by, it was like the same few people playing.
Yeah.
But
probably
anyways,
cursing themselves.
Yeah. But anyways, again, I didn't have my A game, but I managed. I was kind of holding my own initially, in for 100, and then I went on a bit of a bad run, got to 400 in, and I'm like, all right, that's where we're going to cut it off. And it's like, you got this card, you're not actually paying cash, you use your room card, and it's like, it's
Oh
just
my God.
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. You could do room card casino. Geez,
yeah, they charge you $3 per 100, but whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, so I'm in 400, and I'm getting down there, and what you know, I peel off trip sevens in my hand, and I played a 3-card bonus. I had that for 5, so that was $150, I believe, right there. And then with the trips on the hand itself, I think it was, I don't know, say 250 right there, and that got me back to a manageable area. So it was like 350. I think I got down to like 330 in chips. I'm like, all right, it's getting late. It's maybe 12:30. Call the night. Go have another drink. And I'm like, oh, I'm at like 330, 340. I'm walking by the slots. So I was like, I might as well just throw like 40 in, make it an even 300. All right, down 100, had fun, whatever. So wouldn't you know it, like my third spin, and I'm like hammered at this point, hammered. Like I don't even know what I was playing.
No,
yeah. This is like my only like really bad night on the ship, where it's like, so I put in, and I guess I hit a bonus. I don't know if I was playing dollar. I don't know how many credits I was playing. The funny part about this whole thing, I mean, you know how much I ended up winning, but I hit a bonus, and I was watching. It was like a multiplier thing. It was like 2 times and then 5 times, and wherever this last thing ends on the wheel, I had no idea what I won. If I would have known that I won $800 there on that spin, I would have been done. I would have walked away. I would have been done. I didn't realize it was that much. I thought I won a few hundred, and I'm like, oh, there's some credits in. I'll just play down to the nearest 100. I play 3 more spins, and I hit the damn jackpot.
I didn't know you had a hit before that. Jesus.
I didn't. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to talk about that on here, because I guarantee 100% if I knew I won $800, I would have been gone. Like,
that's unbelievable. That's why you get drunk, kids.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then the jackpot comes, another 1,200. I had to call someone over. Well, you have your driver's license. Don't have my driver's license. I booked. I was like, I'll hold the machine for you. It's very nice girl. There was no one there. It's like 1 o'clock. It's getting ready to close. It's like, I'll hold the machine. I took pictures of it and everything. And I go running up 5 flights of stairs to my room, bust in the door, wake everyone up, searching all over for my license, bust down 5 flights of stairs, get back there, and then got that. And then they, fill out the paperwork and everything. And it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And I actually didn't play more than 40. I think I went down to try to play Let It Ride later, and it was full, and I was done. I was happy. I came home.
That's impressive. That's restraint.
Beat the boat. So it was fun. It was a good time. And, I come back here, and there's been a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we can just touch on your thoughts on it. We got PGA, LIV. I mean, I come back the next day, I couldn't get over it. And then smoke. I can't even go outside. It's like,
oh yeah, we're in a heavy, we're getting crushed by the Canadian wildfires here.
Yeah.
The PGA LIV thing is just baffling to me. It's one of those where I think, and I've been thinking more about it, where behind closed doors, both sides might be like, oh my God, I can't believe they agreed to that. Like, that's almost what I feel like it is. It's like they're both like, oh my, like, I think LIV got to the point where they're like, all right, we're on like a crap TV station, CW. Nobody's watching. Nobody really cares.
It reminds me of Michael Scott Paper Company.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. Yeah. And then PGA Tour was like, oh God, like, what are we going to do? We keep blowing all this money on these, like, trying to defend law, like, because, they're battling legally. Obviously, the Saudis got endless amounts of money. And they come to this, and we still don't know really what's going to happen, because then there's people like I think it was DeChambeau's like, oh, we're going to come back together. And to these guys, like, how's this going to work? Like, I guess these guys, like, are still going to have their deal, and then they're going to play. Like, it's going to be weird. Like, you're out in like, he got 150 million guaranteed, but now he's going to play PGA Tour events next to a guy fighting and scratching. I'm not saying that any of these guys at the top don't do well, but there's guys that don't make money playing professional golf at the very bottom that qualify to make the tournament that week, and it's a life-changing thing. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where it goes moving forward. They claim that there's going to be some element of team golf. I think it's stupid. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I like team events, but it needs to be just that. Like, I like the 2-man event, but there's no singles element. It's just the 2-man. I'd watch a freaking 4-man teams play each other depending on the scenario. But I hate when I watched LIV, the whole team and individual at the same time, because there was a 18th hole I was watching where they were like, well, what's he do here? Because it's a 30-footer. If he makes it, he could win individually. But, if he 3-putts here, he could blow the team win. And I'm like, that guy shouldn't be in that position. You should.
I think that happened 2 tournaments in a row, if I remember correctly.
He should be playing for yourself. If there's an individual, you shouldn't have to worry like, oh, I'm going to let my teammates down. Golf at its root, for the most part, is an individual sport. If you want to do team, the whole event that week should be a team event. But it was shocking. But
it'll be interesting. And I heard the rumors today that Rom was apparently. I don't know if you heard that he was apparently in talks, like advanced talks and everything. And
is that I saw he was starting to Sergio should get to play on the Ryder Cup. And now I saw a thing today that the DP Tour says that's for starting 2024. We're still not honoring this year's already set. And I mean, I don't know, yes, Sergio could have been a captain's pick, I guess, but I mean, he hasn't played well in some time. So I don't know what they're going to do with the Ryder Cup. But I feel like the Ryder, I don't know. I just feel like golf in general as a whole, this whole thing, at least for me, kind of hurt my following of the sport, as I used to follow it intensely.
Yeah.
And now I'm more following it. I'm betting on it less, to be honest, and I'm following it a little bit less. Maybe that'll pick back up.
Yeah.
And obviously, things like the Masters, that'll never, it's the Masters. But
I was kind of the same way. I mean, I always watch the major tournaments, and when I can watch other stuff. But I definitely followed it a little bit less. Part of the reason a lot of my favorite golfers went over to LIV, and I just had a hard time finding where to watch that. And then I finally did watch, I think, the last tournament where DJ won in the playoff. I watched the last 5 holes, but I just didn't really get into it as much, even though I liked a lot of those guys. So I was very, very happy when I saw the news, and I'm excited to see what it's going to end up, how it's going to end up. So
it's just, for me, it was, I didn't get a lot. I was like a competitor. I mean, I don't know. Some of the stuff that makes sense to me, why you would go over there, especially if you had already made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I could see if you hadn't made it yet, take the money.
Yeah.
But, and I had really, I mean, I guess it'll bring him out Cam Smith. I really like watching him. And then he was on, he just won a major and was on the verge to me of and then he's like, all right, I'm going to take the guaranteed money now. I'm like, I don't know. The competitive side of me is you were on the verge maybe of having a chance to be one of the next big things. But I don't know. Tough to say. These guys that make, somebody saying to me, they would go, well, wouldn't you take the money? I was like, depending on what it was, when I was 100,000, I'm like 100,000. I was like, no, I'm not going to go work for the Saudis for $100,000. I was like, I was 1.5 million, so I could take home $1 million basically after taxes. Would I go do what I do right now for them? That's life-changing money to me. But these guys that had net worths of 10, 20, 30, 40 million, some of it to me was all right, whatever. But we'll see. The Canadian Open's got to be so mad because it's their one event for the entire year and nobody's talking about it at all because of this whole merger.
And then all Americans are blaming Canada for the wildfires. We can't go outside right now. For those of our watchers out there who don't know, the air quality is so bad. And it's super noticeable, very noticeable. It is weird, thinking when I found out what was happening yesterday and understanding it, and then like actually after we had like a little storm go through, it was like got like 10 drops of rain, and it was like come outside and you see like the smoke like settling down, and like, what is this? And then I realized what it was, and I was like, oh wow, you can actually smell the smoke. And I'm like, kids, everyone, come outside. You can actually smell the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. And then today it's like, everyone stay inside. We can't go out there anymore.
Kids, come out here and smell the carnage.
But it's just funny, like the mindset of that is like, oh, this is an experience you'll never have again. And
hopefully not.
Like,
yeah.
You're out there for an hour. It's like smoking like 8 cigarettes.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I popped something in. I did a reverse. I put something in. I try to be real covert about it, but
in your mouth.
What?
In your mouth? Is it a Starburst? You're chewing it, bro.
That's a pretty good guess. So it's not possible to get it because it was just what was here. It's a Ricola cough drop. But I only sucked on it for a little bit and then chewed it because I can't resist I'm like the owl. 1, 2, 3.
It's funny. I actually have something in my hand getting ready to put in. I've been staring at it and I'm like waiting for a good time. I'm like, I'm just going to eat my hand soon. So let's do it.
Chocolate covered pretzel.
No,
there's no crunch. I was just going on visuals. Fudge is that? Fudge?
No. Think cereal bar.
Oh. Maybe like a dark Nutri-Grain bar?
No. Possibly one of the greatest cereal bars ever invented. Crunch Berries. Captain Crunch.
No, yeah, I would never go there. If I was going to get any like cereal, like I would just be just give me a damn Rice Krispie treat.
Oh, it's so good. A little bit of icing on there with the cereal. Good stuff.
We should get sponsored by them with that glowing review.
No, let's share it to them or something, maybe.
So you have anything else?
But no, I think we hit on all the main points, all the plays and the play and the Dave game and all of our recent happenings, all the main news items. We hit a lot of stuff tonight.
We have. So
There's the play.
Quite an episode.
And what is it? Is it a 10-week season?
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll have playoffs. So yeah, we'll have a couple more episodes coming up here in the next few weeks, and then like Sam said, we'll be raring to go for the college season and NFL.
So yep, that's all I have.
That's all.
Later.
See ya.